Welcome to today's video, where we want to show you our new video, audio box, whatever, and our attempt to use an 833 from Sound Devices with Dante, which is normally not possible because the 833 does not have Dante. On the right you see our Scorpio that has Dante, but it's actually that big that we really can't fit it into the box. And you can see in the background we have a small setup for a small event we have in the future. There we have 4 people here as some kind of panel discussion that are connected to a Zoom call. And the idea is that we connect the 4-person with each of the has a camera via the video mixer to the Zoom call, have their voices transported to Zoom, get the audio from Zoom into the mixer and into this room, all with Dante, except for the video, of course. So how we do it? We do the following. We use Audinate adapters. And we have a Zoom notebook here, running Zoom. And that notebook has a USB audio adapter that runs audio into the mixer. And on this side here, we have an output adapter that is receiving the Zoom audio signal from the USB adapter and runs it into channel 5 and 6 from the 833. And the problem with the 833 is that it has only one AES digital input, which is already used by the Zaxcom wireless system here. It's a Zaxcom QX200, which received the signal from our, I think it's ZMT3 transmitters, or yeah, something like that.
It says Zaxcom too.
I think it's coincidence. Could be from anyone. Anyway, and thanks to Sanders for this very, very good video. So we already used the AES input. So we actually use an analog input for getting the audio signal from the Zoom call into the recorder. And then we have 4 wireless microphones, 2 Zaxcom, I already told you, and 2 others are currently here, Deity Connect, that only have an analog output, which is connected to channel 3 and 4 of the 833. And these 4 channels are bound to the bus number 1, whereas the signal from Zoom and the Dante input is bound to bus number 2.
It's all digital?
Actually, it's mixed. We have a stereo signal from Zoom, left and right, on bus number 2, and we have 4 mono channels from the Zaxcom and Deity Connect. And Zaxom is digital and Deity Connect is analog, and we have 4 mono channels into the recorder as bus number 1. I can show you here if you want to have a look. Okay, so what do we have? I go to the buses menu. The bus number 1 has these 4 inputs. 1 and 2 are Zaxcom, 3 and 4 are Deity Connect. And on the bus number 2, we have channel 5 and 6. This is the Zoom input. I think you can see that, yeah. Okay. So, and the good thing is that on the first 4 channels, we have the NoiseAssist plugin activated. You can see it by the 4 blue diamonds. And on all 6 channels, 1 to 6, we have the DuganAutomixer activated. And currently we are playing some music on channel 5 and 6 running from the computer. You can see it on the right side here. And every time I speak, you see that these channels on the right are actually reduced. So you see the Automixer jumping in. So this is the first thing. And once we have the audio in our recorder, we want to do two things. First, we want to get the audio to the loudspeaker here, so the people in the room can actually hear the people from Zoom. And I will quickly turn up the music so you can hear that the music from the notebook is running through the recorder to that loudspeaker here. How we do that? We actually have another Dante AVIO output adapter, the same one we saw before, same model. And this is actually getting the signal from the recorder via yet another Audinate adapter we see on the back of the box. As we're trying to stay as much digital as we can, we use an AES adapter that is actually connected to the L output of the 833. And we switch that output into AES digital mode and configured two buses on the output. Going back to the recorder, I'll show you how we did that. Going to the outputs, you see it's in AES mode, and on the AES1 we actually configured bus number 1, the 4 microphones. On AES2 we actually configured bus 2. That's actually the sound from Zoom, from the Zoom people. And we send via Dante configuration bus number 2 to that aforementioned AVI output adapter, so we can actually hear what they're saying. And on the other hand, we use bus number 1 via Dante to feed it back to our USB adapter into the notebook. So by that we have a pretty good mix minus for both directions. And because we use a DuganAutomixer, we don't get any feedback or feedback loop via that loudspeaker. It's actually feedback free, so to say. Okay, and here you can see actually here are the buses, and then we have something else, X1, X2. The whole signal, the whole mix must be recorded, of course, to our Blackmagic Television Studio HD, and we use the X1, X2 outputs that are TA3 and feed that to the XLR inputs of that video mixer. And we can actually quickly see that. Can we see? I think here it is. Maybe I can find it. Maybe not. Hold on. Audinate, there we are. So we see all cameras are off, but the XLR is on. So we get the sound from the audio recorder, audio mixer to the vision mixer. And so we can actually record the whole mix, or the microphones plus the Zoom guys. And then we have an output on that one, which feeds to the HyperDeck Mini, so we can record the whole stuff. And to see what's going on, we have a Blackmagic SmartView Duo with a preview in the program. And and we have, for this instance here, we have an advanced panel, I think it's the Blackmagic Advanced panel, which we normally use on our 2ME production studio. It's a little bit overkill here to use it on the television studio, but it's okay.
But this wouldn't fit into the box.
It's if you want to have it in, you can't put it in the box. Everything else you see here really fits into the box. We have front and back we can actually close and put additional stuff in there, and even the wires on the back really can stay as they are, and we can still close the box. So we can push in the power distribution, and yeah, this is it.
You can lift it up.
It's actually quite, it's not really heavy. I can't really lift it right now, but you can see I can lift it with my thumbs, and we should still be able to lift it. You see, it's not really that heavy. It's plastic actually, probably will not last too long. It's a very, very cheap case, 6 units. And yeah, we wanted to show that we can use a smaller audio recorder like the 833 and make it available with Dante by using 4 Dante adapters. And I think all in all it should be between 600 and 900 quid. And this is probably pretty much cheaper than using a full-blown Scorpio or 888 recorder. And as far as I know, the 888 is already larger than the 33 and probably will not fit into the box and costs, yeah, maybe a third more than the 833. Yeah, maybe some additional details here on our additional connections here. Maybe not. For notebooks, we have 2 cross converters, so we can actually have the whole mixer running 50 frames per second. And if you have a notebook with maybe 60 frames per second, we run it through the cross converter, and yeah, then we can actually still see the picture. Then we have something else here. We have a network switch in here. Maybe you can see that. It's an 8-port Netgear switch. All 8 ports are power over Ethernet. It has a power budget of, I think, 120 watts, which means we can power all these Dante adapters. Plus, we have a 4G modem that also acts as a DHCP router for the Dante devices. And in case we need internet, we can use it as well. And then we have some kind of anchor power USB charger in there. You can't really see it, but it has 4 or 5 USB ports, so you can charge small devices like the microconverters here. And what else do we have? We have a power strip here, of course, here in the top. It does I think it's an 8-port power strip, so we could actually power the television studio. I think the HyperDeck Mini is run by PoE, I don't know, or maybe it's just power, I don't know. And then we have, of course, power for the H33. We have power for the converters here, and we have power for the displays. And the advanced panel here runs over PoE as well. And then we have a tablet, Android running, very old tablet, but still working for the SD remote application. Plus we use this tablet for synchronizing our timecode. If we want to sync the 833, it's a tactical sync. Going into the recorder directly, we have the tactical sync application there. And then we have a small keyboard from which we can actually control the 833. It's a radio controlled keyboard within a USB plug-in to the recorder directly. Runs just smoothly. I saw it on one of the videos from Sound Devices from Paul. I think he used the same model, piggybacking me. Really works great. What else do we have? Yeah, maybe something about the television switcher. It has 4 HDMI and 4 SDI inputs. Here you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 cam 1 to 4 HDMI inputs, and 5 to 8 are the inputs for SDI. Because the cable lengths are some maybe too long for normal HDMI cables, we have most of the cameras connected to a microconverter that switches to SDI, and here we plug these HDMI cameras into the SDI slots. The notebooks are then back converted to the HDMI inputs, And from these notebooks, we don't expect any big latency that would be seeable or viewable or noticeable by the spectator. So it doesn't matter if we do the conversion twice. In case we have audio lagging or running in advance to the video, we have the ability on the sound device's output to put in some delay, so we get the lip sync. And I think this is pretty much of our setup here.
So how much do you think it all costs?
Priceless. No, seriously. The box comes very cheap. It's maybe 60 Swiss franc from Thomann Music, very, very cheap, and will probably not last that long. I mean, yeah, it's really plastic, but it's light. It's 6 unit. Then we have sound devices 833. It's 5,000 Swiss franc, I guess. We have Zaxcom QX200 plus these 2 transmitters here, the ZMT3. 6,000 something, maybe 6 plus. We have 2 voice technologies VT500 microphones, 450 each, made in Switzerland. Excellent. Then we have the Television Studio HD. It's maybe 1,000 quid. Then we have the HyperDeck Mini, maybe also 900 quid at the time we bought it. Then of course we have a network switch. It's maybe 120, 140, the Netgear. As I said, it has eight PoE ports. Then we have a power strip here, 120 as well, 140, I don't know. Then we have some chargers in there, 50 quid USB chargers. We have, what else do we have? We have the Tentacle Sync, 200 quid. We have Neutrik connectors. We use these Neutrik connectors that have the XLR connectors that have a plug on the other side, so not soldered. A little bit more expensive, but very easy to plug and unplug. 8 quid piece. Then we have the SDI inputs here. They're actually also usable, I think, for 4K, which we are not using here, but still maybe 8 or 9 quid piece. And then we have a couple of cables. The long run SDI cables we did ourselves, the HDMI cables we just bought, and a couple of network cables, USB, micro USB, USB-C cables, whatsoever. No, don't know, maybe 200 quid. The panel, which is not really part of the setup here, is I think it's 2,000 to 3,000 quid. Quite expensive, but normally we're not using it with that here. What else do we have? All the AVIO adapters, Dante Audinate adapters, 150 to 200, so it's maybe 600 to 900 quid. These adapters, 50 quid MicroConverter, 150 quid the UpDownCross CrossConverter, two each. Yep, maybe a loudspeaker, but maybe not really part of the setup here. I think this is it. Yeah, notebook, 150, I don't know, notebook, tablet. And yeah, of course, one thing else here, we feed back the video, the output from the box via the Atomos Connect into the Zoom call. And you can see here, the picture here is actually what you're seeing on the program, I guess. See it? And if we do a switch, hold on, make a hard cut, you see, this is it. Yeah, I think it's 100 quid. I think we're good, we're through. Anything else? Thank you. Ah, of course, my trusted remote audio headphones, very good one. I think they have over 40 decibel, I don't know, noise reduction passively, but you really don't hear pretty much anything around you when you use them. Excellent. And the microphone is not too bad either. So yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. And in case you have any questions, feel free to drop us a comment. And thanks to Irene for doing all the filming work here. Thanks, and see you next time.